Yeah. Why?
Cut all my hair off.
Uh-oh. So I bought a drone a while back and I got the Mavic Air and we just haven't been able to use it, and I'm a little bit nervous, but so I've put the propeller guards on, I've unflipped it all, I've charged the batteries, I charged the controller, I did some weird updates, and now I'm going to try and sync it and then fly it without crashing it. I'm going to admit I had to Google how to turn it on. So you don't just press the button. If you press the button it tells you how much battery's on it, but to actually turn it on you have to press it twice and hold. Cool. What did you do?
I cut 8 inches off for the kids for wigs thing again.
8 inches?
Yeah. Look how short it is.
Well, that's not too bad, but yeah, that is weird.
It's weird. I've never had it this short for a good few years.
You said you were just going to get like an inch cut off. What happened?
It was annoying me. It's too hot here, and my hair was too heavy and it kept breaking my hairbands. So
looks nice.
Thanks.
So we got a favour to ask. Since doing this, we've got really into like the social media thing. So a couple of things we wanted to do is, if you guys are doing something cool, can you like upload it to Facebook or Instagram, and just tag us, like hashtag Brazen Brits, or tag our page or something, just because we want to see what you're doing. Plus it gives us ideas of what things we could do here as well, so that's helpful. And also, if you're watching this because you've seen the stickers at the decals on the back of the trailer, can you just take a picture and tag us on there as well, because we kind of forget they're there. Until we get somewhere or like, oh yeah, look, we've done that. So if you see that, take a picture, tag us, post it to our page on Facebook. It's all just Brazen Brits. You'll find us, just search us Brazen Brits on any of the social media platforms, and because we keep an eye on that, so that'd be awesome. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and throw something in the comments, because we read those, and it's really cool when I get an email saying someone just commented. So thanks.
Smash that bell button.
And smash the bell button.
So we are leaving Breezy Acres RV Park, which was by far the cheapest place we have stayed at so far. I think with all the Good Sam's discounts and all that fun stuff, it ended up being maybe $26 a night. If I'd known that, I think we should have stayed at this one for 2 weeks rather than the other one.
So this was cool because it was adults only. There was a lot of full-timers there. We had a couple of people just on vacation, but there's nothing really around here where we are.
No.
And so there's not really any activities close by or anything.
Chiefland, Florida.
Yeah,
Chiefland,
just
throw that
Florida.
in there. Lawrence can throw a little map in there for you.
Yeah, we're just kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it's been a nice week. I've got a lot of work done, and things like that. And everyone was so nice there. We met the owner. What's his name? Don, I think.
Yeah.
Don and
Mary.
Mary was like the camp host there, so she was very helpful as well initially. So yeah, it was a really great place. We'd recommend it if you're passing through here, but like I said, there's no activities here, so this is going to be a boring video.
It is, sorry. But now we're heading to somewhere even worse, apparently.
Oh.
We are on our way to Tallahassee. Every time I mention that to someone, everyone's like, ooh, Tallahassee. So I haven't got much hope for the next place, but we recognise.
But the good thing is like, you know, when someone tells you, oh, don't watch that film, it's so bad.
Yeah.
And you have really bad expectations, and so when you watch it, you thought, actually, it's pretty good. I'm hoping it's going to be like this.
Okay. I don't know why Avatar just popped into my head then, because everyone loved Avatar, and we think we're the only people that didn't.
We're the only people who don't like Avatar. Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
see you there. Should we check that slide out before we do anything?
Yeah, do you want to try that quick? Yeah.
Okay.
Might be. Yeah, okay. Don't do the back one yet, I need to put power in first.
Okay.
Wheel chops?
Yes.
Hello.
Checking out the new digs. So it's not in Lawrence's way. Apparently this campsite has got good internet.
It does. It has 35 down and about 5 up. So
thank goodness.
So here is generally what we eat on moving day because it's quick and easy. We fry some ground beef from our own steers, our own cows. We just fry it off. I put some taco mix in there, a little bit of water, and then mix in some almond flour. So apart from the wraps, this is also keto if you're following that. So then we have this is a raclette. You can heat stuff on top and you can melt cheese underneath. So I'm just heating my wrap up. Put that there.
Keto friendly wraps. Carb balance. 2 net grams.
Yeah, I put too much in, but then you put, happens every time, I never learn. I put that in there, then I throw a whole bunch of cheese in, which this is more than what you should have, but.
And you can also add peppers, mushrooms, other things to this. We just can't be bothered on the first night because we're just hungry and want to eat when we get settled at a new place.
That is there, and then we have salad, and here's a trick: if you buy a box of salad, throw a paper towel in there, it soaks it up and makes it last, soaks up all the moisture and makes it last a bit longer. So then you throw a bunch of salad on there. I like the old salad, so. And then, looks like a lot, but tuck that in, roll it up. Jobs are good. So the closest town to our RV park is actually Monticello, not Monticello. And so we thought we'd come down here. It's Thursday evening, just have a look around. We found, what was the place?
Information centre.
The information centre, which we didn't think they'd have because we're in the middle of nowhere, but there's an information centre. Very nice lady. She showed us a tour of their building that they had, which was an old church that's converted into an office. And then she pointed us up this way. So the house behind us is actually the courthouse, which is modelled on Thomas Jefferson's house because we're in Jefferson County. And then if we swing around here, this is the old opera house, which unfortunately is closed, so we can't get in. But we're going to try again tomorrow. If I can get off work a little bit early, then we can come down here. I think it closes at 5 and we're only 10 minutes away, so hopefully we can get a bit of a tour of that. So when I was checking the roof last time we left, just checking the slides were clear so I could bring the slides in, I noticed there was a few cracks on some of the silicon that's up here. I don't know what you call it. It's like dicor stuff. It's like self-leveling stuff, and basically where there's holes in the roof where you've got a vent or something like that, they'll put this dicor stuff around it. So I was a bit worried about that because the last thing you want in a trailer is a leak. So I've been panicking about it ever since I saw it. So actually I've come up and it's not actually too bad, but I think I'm going to use a tube of dicor around. Basically you just put it on like silicone, and then over the next like 20 minutes or something it just kind of levels out. So I found a few spots where I think I'm going to put some on. I don't think there's anything to worry about. I probably don't even need to do this, but I'm just so worried about leaks and things. So it's not all fun and games here. There is work to do, you know.
I made it to the Goodwood Museum and Gardens. I'm not going to take you into the museum today because I brought Jax with me. but we will go and explore the gardens and get some hopefully interesting B-roll. But it is raining, so I'm not sure how good this will be or whether Lawrence will scrap it. We'll see. Down, buddy. So this very much reminds me of the manor that my sister works in back in England. They pretty much have the exact same stuff. They have some stables that are converted, they have the different gardens, they have the girls' cottage and the main house and then the laundry room. So not much has changed since 1820. I think that's when this one was built. The only thing is that they're lacking is, you know, they don't have a roller skating rink that they have here. That's kind of intuitive, I guess, for this era.
I know you want to see the fancy B-roll, and you will, but I'm looking through the footage here that Natalie took today. I couldn't go because I was working, and actually reading up on this, I'm like crazy jealous. So I started Googling what this Goodwood place was about, never heard of it before, and it's actually got some crazy long history. So I figured what I would do is I would tell you the story that I've just like Googled, and I've put a few things together. I've broken it down, don't worry, it's not long, but I thought it was kind of interesting. In 1825, Euro-American settlers forced out the Native Americans from the land. For his help during the American Revolution, the US gifted 36 square miles, known as Middle Florida, to Marquis de Lafayette. Weirdly, he never once visited. Over the years, he sold it off to tobacco planters from Virginia and the Carolinas and Georgia. The area now known as Goodwood began life by the Croom family from North Carolina, who were wealthy tobacco planters. Most of the construction and maintenance was carried out by the 60 slaves they brought with them. The slaves built most of the buildings, cleared the land, dug wells, erected cisterns, cared for livestock and grew crops. About 20 years later, the Crooms died in a shipwreck, which resulted in a court battle which awarded the slaves permission to buy the property. In 1957, it was purchased by New York's Arvil Hopkins, who was a prominent figure in Tallahassee's elite power structure. He married Susan Branch, who was the daughter of Florida's last territorial governor, who was related to many other plantation-owning families in the region. The Hopkins grew the property from 2,400 acres to 8,000 acres and employed 200 slaves. But after the Civil War, they had financial and status struggles, which forced Hopkins to vacate the property. Amazingly, it remained active as most of the slaves continued to work the land as sharecroppers or tenant farmers. After Mr. Hopkins died in 1885, Mrs. Hopkins sold Goodwood to an Englishman, Dr. William Lamb Arrowsmith, and his wife Elizabeth, who planned to transform the property to a country estate. Dr. Arrowsmith died within months of his relocation to Florida, but Elizabeth stayed on the estate for 25 years. Over these 25 years, she sold off much of the property to leave just 167 acres. In 1911, Mrs. Arrowsmith sold Goodwood to another wealthy widow, Mrs. Alexander Tears, also known as Fanny. Fanny converted the property from a landscape of slave labour to a landscape of leisure, and the appearance of the property today is mainly the result of her efforts. The final owner of Goodwood was Senator William C. Hodges and his wife, Margaret, in 1925. Although Senator Hodges died in 1940, Margaret married an army officer who actually rented one of the property's guest houses. Margaret died in 1978, and Thomas spent the remainder of his life restoring the property to how it looked when Margaret first bought it in the 20s. Thomas wanted the property to become a museum and green space to serve the Tallahassee community, and that's exactly what it does today.